one of the aspects of guitar playing that I think is maybe underestimated and under-taught or under-discussed is rhythm guitar playing. And by this, I mean the sort of Nile Rodgers kind of, you know, the kind of things that if you do get a gig as a function player or as a guitarist, this is actually kind of your bread and butter and where you spend a lot of your time as a guitarist. Now, Tom Misch has an amazing guitarist playing for him called Charlie Allen. And the other day he uploaded a video testing out some ES335s in a music shop. And he was playing like a vamp. And here's the thing, I think you know when you see great rhythm guitar playing, and it can be kind of difficult to pin down exactly what the thing is. I just think you know when you see an example of it. The other thing is that some of this stuff kind of blends between chord playing and line playing. So I wanted to put together something which was similar to what Charlie was playing, because I was messing around with it as an idea. And what we're going to need for this, we're going to be playing in A. We're going to use kind of these smaller little voicings because this is generally what we tend to find in things like funk or soul or lots of styles of guitar playing. We're not really looking for these whole chord things. We're actually looking for, I think also Michael Jackson's Guitarist is a really good example. You know, think about these kind of 80s, more funky style guitarists, or maybe even 70s funk, but where we're thinking about kind of the guitar as a rhythmic instrument. Corey Wong as well. So here's the idea. We're going to be playing in A, and then we're going to take this little triad here. So we're going to be E and G, so 7th fret, 5th fret, and we're going to slide that up. So what we're going to do is that kind of thing. And then the other thing that we can do is take this. So you could think about this as a C triad or an E minor. Which is going up to like a D. So I would think about that as a C in first inversion. Going up to a D in first inversion, and you could even put those on top. Could be quite funky. Now, the other thing is that we could add this, and this is what Charlie was actually doing. He was kind of going, you know, joining up these kind of triads, and the idea is that you're kind of just sliding up 3 frets, 2 frets, so you get 3 chords. So here again on the 9th fret and the 7th fret we would have kind of like a G in first inversion, and you could play the whole triad or you could play it as a dyad. And so that was kind of what I've come up with, is like a 1, and I've been messing around with that as an idea. Now, so what I'm doing is aiming for this. So at this end here, we get just joining those two up. And then this idea from the flat 3 to the 3. So fret 5 to 6. And we're playing the fret 5 on the D string as well. And that kind of a little line. And what you want to try is, so in the right hand, experiment with like a lighter feel. And experiment with kind of bigger strums across the whole thing. And feel what that's like. And then also experiment with smaller. But you want to get the idea that you're kind of doing a constant 16th thing. That is quite a big part, I think, of some of these cooler, more driving funk styles. Now, what I also practice, so there's this app called Scott's Bass Lessons, or from Scott's Bass Lessons, which has a way that you can drop drums out. So here I've got this at 880 BPM on a funk beat, and you can turn on training, but let's leave it without it. So I'm thinking now, I'm going to start the ascending part on the 2. So on a snare drum, 2, 3, 4, 1. Right, so that's kind of the first iteration I had. And then I thought about, what if I placed this in other places around the beat and just see what happens. So I'm thinking about it as like a halftime beat. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. One and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you could place it on the ands as well. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's what I'm going to experiment with, kind of getting my head around and trying to place it in interesting places around the beats. So now I'm going to try and place it on the 2 and. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3. One. And you know, you're keeping the idea simple, but what is important is the groove, I guess, and placing that and being kind of intentional about where you're placing that around the beat. The right hand is important as well, and this kind of idea of muting in between with the left hand, so you kind of getting used to the idea of just pressing when you want the note. 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'm going to put together an introduction now away from camera and practice it, and then try and place this kind of simple idea around the beat and see if I can come up with a groove for you that is going to be fun and interesting to try and play. Hopefully this was an interesting kind of topic. What we could do is kind of think about other places to play that, other ways to play that as well. So we've got E, F, F sharp. So you could also play that like down here. Or up here. Just experimenting with finding those triads. So in A, we're thinking about things that are 2 frets below A, so like G rising to A, or a minor third away rising to the 4th, so from the C to the D. Okay, I'll catch you in another video soon. Patreon will be the place to get the tabs for what I did in the intro and some sort of worksheet stuff, as well as the backing track. I hope that was interesting. Go check out Charlie Allen, and please feel free to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below if you've got some really great kind of rhythm exercises that could help people with this stuff. I think we don't talk about it necessarily enough. Oh, one more thing just quickly before I go. On this Scott's bass lesson thing, which is free by the way, you can also turn on this thing where it starts to drop out the drums every now and again. So if you're practicing, this is really useful to check whether you're holding down the groove. And so what you can do is play along with this for ages. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so give that a try. That's Scott's bass lesson is the name of that. SBL Groove Trainer, I think. But yeah, give that a check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Cheers.